Hey, what's going on, guys? So what I want to do in this video is actually want to show you what a poor man's covered call is. And this is a really good strategy specifically for smaller portfolios. So if you have a smaller portfolio, essentially this is really good because you get to like leverage your money. I'm going to be sharing my screen right now as we speak. As you can tell, my videos are unscripted. I just shoot at random because I'm, transparent. I don't really have a script. I don't really plan this out. I just want to educate you, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So I don't really need to practice any option trading or practicing for this. So there we go, the screen share has started, and basically here's my portfolio. It has gone down a little bit because obviously the market has pulled down, but also I've been taking out money because I have two portfolios. Essentially, I have two portfolios because I want to diversify amongst different brokerage accounts, but one position that I'm super heavy on right now is Apple, but the poor man's covered call that we're going to talk about is going to be on Starbucks. So I want to look at Starbucks. I've actually done quite well. I don't typically open up poor man's covered calls, just to be honest with you, because I have a bit of a bigger portfolio, and at this time, like, I'm basically just like coaching. A lot of trades I make is for the Discord community because it's for other people. Like, I don't really care about making like $351. I mean, it's nice, I like money too, but I want to be really efficient with my time, so I don't really want to open up too many positions. But if I had a smaller portfolio, I think this is one of the best strategies that I would be using. And to be honest with you, I did this strategy quite a lot when Tesla was going up in 2020, so I was leveraging my portfolio quite a bit. So as you guys know, if you watched a lot of my videos, you would know that I took like 100k to 700k with Tesla. So I'm being like transparent, honest, that like I did go pretty heavy on one stock, so it was definitely a risk, and I wouldn't like really recommend that risk for everyone. But if you will use the poor man's covered call strategy, you could put a lot less money down. So if you look at my history here, I put down like $4,380. I'm not the biggest buyer of options, but when I do buy, I want to be really certain, because I hate being wrong. Whenever I like make trades and like I'm wrong, then obviously like I have a couple thousand people that are following me, so like it's really upsetting when they lose money. So I try to be very careful, and that's why I prefer selling strategies. I prefer like consistent passive income, both for myself, but also, I mean, I guess we're all kind of selfish, but in a good way. Like, I don't want people to have problems because then they're going to bother me, or, I just feel bad for their money, right? So that's why I chose to have like a consistent, safe approach, just because like it's the least amount of headache for them. It's the least amount of headache for me. I think it's just beneficial. Like, this is the way I trade. This is the way I decide to live my life. I decided to make less money and not go for the craziest returns. Like, I don't know, like maybe my $2 million portfolio, I just say 2 million. I have like a couple portfolios actually, so it's multiple. They're both 7 figures, but I decided that I was going to aim for a bit smaller like return, but I wanted to be more consistent. I can aim for 10% a month, right? And I can make $200,000 off one portfolio, but that would require me to be an active trader. And to be honest, like, I don't really spend that much money. So like, what do I need $200,000 for? I'm trading my stress and my health for money, and I'm just not interested in that. I don't really care. Like, my health and my mental health is much more important to me than money. So if I can just make like even like 2% on 2 million, it's $40,000. Like, I'm gonna take that. I'll take $40,000 over 200,000, because for the $40,000, I'm literally doing nothing. I literally do nothing. I just trade Monday and Wednesday for 45 minutes on camera for the Discord. And if it wasn't for those guys, I would trade for like 5 minutes, like Monday and Wednesday. Okay, maybe 10 minutes, but it really wouldn't take me that much time. I decided to do a buy strategy on like Starbucks, so it's a 2-order strategy here, but it's really a poor man's covered call. So the poor man's covered call essentially entails like I bought a Starbucks $80 call option, so I'm long 80. It's going to expire essentially on April 19th, 2024. So this is quite a bit out. Actually, not really. It's only 6 months out, so this doesn't even count as a leap option. I know all those keyboard warriors can be like, well, there's not a leap option. It's 6 months. Well, that's true. It's technically not a leap option because it's 6 months. So it's just a call option, but it functions kind of like the shares, because instead of owning shares, like I have a call option that's kind of functioning like that. And then I ended up selling a Starbucks $95 call option. So that's kind of like a covered call, but obviously like if I bought 100 shares and I did one covered call on Starbucks, that would be $9,267. So that's like quite a bit, right? So like that's quite a bit, versus like I'm controlling 300 shares, like 3 times that, and I'm also only put up like $4,300. I put the same cost as 50 shares, but I'm controlling 300. So I have like a 6x leverage factor. So I have like 6x the exposure with only a few $1,000s. Essentially, I opened this up on October 2nd, so that was like 7 days ago as I'm making this video. But of course, if you're watching this in the future, all my videos are just educational, right? I don't really make news content because I yeah, it makes more views and I can cover the latest news, but I'm doing this for education. I want to educate you guys. I want to be a mentor and a coach. That's what I find meaning and passion in. So I don't really care if I get less views. I'm not chasing the YouTube hype as many YouTubers are. Okay, so I think, you know, this Starbucks poor man's covered call is a really good position, even though I'm making this video like 7 days later. In 7 days, I made $351. So that's like $50 a day, including the weekend. Yeah, I'm up 8% so far. So that's really good. The stock didn't even have to go up that much. So let's just see in 7 days, how much did Starbucks go up? Okay, so it went up by 0.82, but I'm up like 8%. So I got like a 10x return factor. If you'll say it like that, basically it's like a 10x, right? So wherever the stock returned, I made a really good premium. I made a really good return, good profit. So I could just close out this position. I won't though. So I typically do like to, when I open up positions, I like to do a lot of, no, what am I saying? I don't like to do a lot of work. I'm very lazy, okay? I become very lazy. I don't really care about money. I don't really care about, I just want to get like myself and other people good results with putting in the least amount of work. So I'm trying to get like the highest Sharpe ratio. Okay, a Sharpe ratio is basically like get a high return for a really low amount of risk. That's really good, right? So you're getting like 50% return and it's like just a straight line up. That's like amazing. Some people get a 300% return, but it's like they went broke and they went bankrupt. They lived on the streets and then they made it, right? Like I don't want that. I just want like slow and steady wins the race. Like I want it to go up, 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 and then I can like withdraw if I need to, because obviously like I travel a lot. I'm in my 4th year of travel. So I'm in Eastern Europe. It's a lot of my roots are from here. I speak Russian and I actually speak some Spanish because I used to live in Colombia. But essentially, I want a slow and steady approach because that's kind of like the income that I'm withdrawing and I'm living on that. I don't need that much to live on. I mean, like $8,000 to $10,000 is enough per month because, you know, I don't have a family yet. So a position like this is really good. And essentially what I want to happen is, if I click into this, I want the short call to expire. So I want the 95 call to expire and I want Starbucks to stay, you know, ideally below 95. But ideally what I want to happen is I want Starbucks to rise just a little bit, okay? So in the next, looks like 11 days, right? Because this is gonna expire in 11 days. Again, just think about the logic. Obviously, you're gonna watch this in the future. So just think about the logic. The option's gonna expire in a fairly short amount of time. So it's gonna make me $63. But there's 3 contracts, as you can see right there. So 63 times 3 is 189. So it's $189, and essentially that is what I'm going to collect in time decay. So that's like the options expiring and decaying. So $189 is pretty good in like essentially like a week, because there's also going to be a weekend. So, you know, that's like, you know, $25 or whatever per day. And then this option right here, this 80 call, could also increase in value. So if Starbucks goes up, it's going to increase. So I really like the poor man's covered call. In fact, I haven't done enough of these, and this is something that I'm probably going to mix in more, again, for you guys and for my Discord community, because I think it's a very overpowered strategy. I think you can do really well. And $351 is really good on $4,380 in a week. So, you know, just imagine if you had $43,000, that would be $3,500 this week. I can bet you most of you guys are probably not making $3,500 per week, even in your job, because that's like $14,000 a month. Unless you live in California, New York, Miami, Houston, Chicago, unless you're living in these cities and you have a good job, you're probably not pulling that in. And even if you are pulling that in, you can be pulling in another really solid income by trading options. So for me, poor man's covered call is amazing, and I would probably do this strategy on, you know, just your expensive stocks. So something like Tesla is fairly expensive. Actually, I just opened this position up today, so that's so beautiful. So check it out. This is a put credit spread. I'm going to move on from this in just a moment, but you can see it 7 hours ago. I opened up a put credit spread for $351 in collected premium, and out of that premium, I've already made like 36% of it, so $143 just today. That's just a $5,000 small account trade. So the only reason I really did this is because I have my coaching call and I want to make trades, because that's what I do. Like when people join the community, they get access to me and then they get all my trades, and I'm just growing small accounts over and over. So I'm taking like $5,000 to $7,000. I'm trying to scale it up to like $10,000 to $15,000, and there you go, $143 today. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the poor man's cover call. So that's a put credit spread, right? I made some videos on this channel you can check out. Poor man's cover call is going to be buying a call option. I can go out into the future. So let's just say I'm going to go out 256 days into June 21st of 2024. So let's go into an in the money options. Let's see if I go to 210. That's a high delta. Delta is 0.78. Implied volatility is 54, so it's not little. Surprised there's some volume here. So a lot of people are trading Tesla quite out into the future. This right here, as you can already just see, okay, so controlling 100 shares of Tesla is going to cost $25,000 $7,800, okay? And for example, buying this call option is going to cost $7,660. So it is a lot less that you have to put up. It's in fact about 1/4, roughly 1/4, right? Because it's a little bit more than 1/4. It's like 30%. So 30% of 258 is going to be like 7,680, maybe 7680 or something like that. So this is essentially about 30%. So you're only putting up 30%, and you can still, so for example, this basically counts as stock, right? So it's a long leap option, and now I can sell like 30 days out. For example, like November 10th, I can sell a 30 days out covered call. So let's just say I'm going to go ahead and sell the 280. Okay, so if I sell the 280, boom, now I can start making $800. Pretty good. So I can start making $800 on 7,600. So that's like a 10% return in 30 days. So that's how you can get some really juicy returns, like 10%. Plus, to be honest, that's just the premium. So if the stock actually rises towards 280, again, your 280 call is going to expire. Okay, so it's going to be kind of, gone in 30 days. Let's say the stock goes up to 275. This call option is going to gain a good amount of value. So you're going to make 805 plus, for example, like this 210 call option. So let me just show you. Actually, you can see right here. Basically, it's going to look like this. If it goes up to like 275, you're gonna have a profit of like $1,900. So you're gonna make 800 off of the short call, like fully in premium, and then you're gonna make another 1,100 and just the value of the 210 long call that you have. So that's how you can just make 10% from the short call that you sell. So the short call here is a 280, and then from the long call option, it can go up in value. So it can rise by like $1,000. So essentially, like it says you can make a max profit of 2,180. Obviously that's like in the best case scenario, like that's like amazing. But even as it goes up, you can see like, even if it goes like up a lot, you're still gonna be up like $1,700. So this is a really good bullish strategy, especially on stocks that you like, long-term stocks, just step by step, every single month collecting income and then riding that leap option. Again, it's not a full leap option because it's not expiring in 1 year, but leap option is just something that's fairly long to me. Definition is like over a year, I guess, but for me, even 9 months is good enough. So Poor Man's Covered Call is a fantastic strategy, and you can watch more about Poor Man's Covered Calls right here.